Hello, my smartest artists. Welcome to week 6 of our distance learning in the art room for MLK SOA. You guys are doing such a great job on all of your art projects. I've been so proud of you to see all your different art work that you've been putting on your class dojo portfolios. If you have not done lessons 1 through 5, so the color wheel, the plate portrait, the nature art, or the watercolor, or the heart art, you are still welcome to do those art projects. You can take pictures and put them on your dojo classroom portfolios. I would still love to see them even if the time has passed by. Also, for this upcoming week, we finally get to get into that model magic. So you guys received 3 packs of the model magic in your art kits, and we are gonna get into those this week, and we are gonna make some sculpture art that we get to make into 3-dimensional art projects. So I'm super excited to get in these. Remember to keep updated on your Google Classroom Art with Miss Everett topics, and make sure that you've completed all of your art projects to date. And let's get into this model magic.
Wayne Thiebaud is an American artist that currently resides in Northern California. He is best known for his artwork that includes colorful cakes, slices of pie, candy pieces such as lollipops, gumball machines, and he also does some landscapes of the streets of San Francisco. He currently lives in the Sacramento area and was a longtime professor at University of California, Davis. When he was younger and first moved to California, he interned at Disney. Then he had served in the Air Force as an artist and a cartoonist. Thiebaud is known for painting consumer objects, or things that are regular everyday items that you would get in a store or a bakery. In these wonderful artworks of desserts and treats, Thiebaud uses lots of patterns or repetition that repeats. He also uses bright colors and the use of light and dark to exhibit strong contrast that makes his work very interesting. Almost all of Thiebaud's work has light and shadows that give a sense that the items are 3-dimensional on a 2D surface.
All right, my smartest artists, we are going to make donuts. So we looked at some Wayne Thiebaud pop art where he was inspired by desserts, and he created paintings of donuts and ice cream and candy. We're gonna make a 3D sculpture of a donut, and our goal is to make it look like a real donut. So you have model magic in your art kit. We're gonna use 1, and then you need the glue stick from your kit, and you're either going to use paint or markers. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut open our model magic. And we are going to kind of warm it up a bit, just kneading it in our hands. Just kind of get it warmed up a little bit, making it into a sphere or a circle. And then I'm gonna start rolling it in my hands. As I'm rolling it, I have my 2 palms, and I'm using them to smooth the edges of the sphere. That way I can not have all these lines. So when you start to fold it together, you'll get all these folds in there, wrinkles. So as you turn it through your hands, you're actually making it smooth, and you're making the ball round. And I'm not pushing really hard, I'm just kind of holding it between my two hands and moving it. It's looking pretty good. So you're gonna roll it around. This is a project that we do in 3rd grade if we were back at school. And you get to do it at home. So you have your one package of Model Magic and you've rolled it into a sphere. Now you're gonna set it on the table and you're going to start to gently flatten it. I like to use the palm of my hand because the palm of my hand is more flat. If I use my fingers, I might get fingerprint marks on it. So I'm just gonna gently press it down. This is gonna be kind of a mini donut, not a really big one, but a mini one. And once you have it about like that, I need to put a donut hole in the middle. That's what we're gonna use this for. So we're gonna use our glue stick. If you have a small glue stick, it's fine, but we're gonna use this bottom part that has the opening, and we're gonna center it right in the middle of the sphere. And I'm gonna push down all the way until it hits the table. And then I'm gonna bring it up. And it's going to give you the center of the donut. And I like to kind of rub my finger around there just to kind of smooth it out. Now we have a donut shape. And then you also have this extra piece. Some fun things that we've done in the art room is some students have used it to make drizzles across. So you could do something like that, where you could either use the table or your hands. The table probably might be better. And I'm just gonna roll out a coil. 2nd and 3rd grade, you should know what a coil is. We've talked about it in class. A coil is these like pottery term for rolling out a worm. So I might do it like that, and it can be the glaze going across the donut to make that. We're gonna paint these later. Or you can use it to make designs going this way. I'm gonna share with you some images that you can kind of be inspired by. If you were in the art room, I'd have a little inspiration sheet on the table for you. You could use them to make sprinkles. So really, you get to be creative with this extra middle part and kind of decide how you want to decorate the top of your donut. And that's totally up to you because you're the artist, so you can make these little pieces. So you could do the long one, you could do these small ones, you could do nothing at all. You can leave it plain. What I remembered is something you could do is, if I don't want to paint this, if I don't want to paint my glaze on there after, I can change the color of my Model Magic using markers. So if I want like a strawberry icing, you can just color with Crayola markers and knead the color into the Model Magic. It'll create like a pink or like a tint of a color. So as you knead it together,
you'll see my Model Magic changing from white to pink, and then you just keep going until you notice that the whole Model Magic has changed in color. And I actually kind of like that. I might add a little bit more and just color right on it. Now there's some pretty crazy donuts out there in the world, so if you feel like you want to create blue or green frosting or anything like that, you use your imagination. So this is a color that I like. Remember, I didn't paint it, I just did the markers. Now I'm gonna roll out my glaze that I'm gonna put on top. I'm gonna set this to the side. And then now I need to color my donut. Most donuts, the dough is kind of a light brown. So I might use this color with a little bit of this color. And I'm gonna paint my donut a light brown. And I'm gonna do that, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. All right, you can see that I painted the glaze. I wanted chocolate. And because I was using watercolors, you'll notice that it dripped down. I didn't mean for it to do that. I was trying to go for kind of a glazed edge, but I actually like it. I like how it looks like the glaze was dripping down. So once you've painted your donut the colors you want, then you can kind of get creative with your toppings. You want a swirl glaze. I made mine pink using a Crayola marker. Do you want to make little sprinkles? You have that extra Model Magic from the middle. Of course, if this was actually drizzling down, it probably would go down into the middle a little bit more. All you have to do is kind of give it a good push down onto the Model Magic and it'll stay. And then once you're happy with it, maybe you're gonna put on some more, maybe you did sprinkles, maybe you did some other type of things to it, but then you're gonna let it sit so that the Model Magic can dry. It's gonna need to dry overnight for it to kind of harden. If your toppings don't stick, you can always use a little bit of that white glue that I put in your art kits. After it hardens, you can use that. Or if you have like a cool gun, cool glue gun at home, you can just hot glue them on, but they should kind of stick for you if you're pushing them down. Once you're done, then you're going to post a picture of you holding your donut, and you're gonna post it to the Dojo Art and Music classroom under the art activity 3D donut. And I can't wait to see what you guys make.